Good morning. Something weird is going on in Texas. Something nobody saw coming. Texas could turn blue. Now don't get me wrong, the odds are stacked against it, but it could happen. But why? Why now? Why not 4 or 8 years ago? After all, Texas is a red state. What makes it a red state? What makes Texas different than, say, Florida, the swingiest of swing states? 2 words: voter turnout. Now, people in the US don't really like to talk about voter turnout, what with it fluttering around 55% for presidential elections, and far worse than that during the midterms. But the thing is, swing states typically have higher than average voter turnout. Florida, for example, hovers around 75% for presidential elections, and just under 50% for midterms. Texas does not, but I'll get to that. So I made a video about this in 2014, and this is really kind of an update to that video, but we've had a few elections since then, and some fun stuff has happened. So let's talk Texas. We're looking at Texas for 2 reasons. It's being talked about as a battleground state, and also I live here, so why not? Now let's get to some numbers. In 2014, 4.7 million votes were cast in Texas, with a voter turnout of 25%. Yeah, 25%. It's 33.7 if you're just looking at registered voters. In 2016, we had 8.97 million votes cast, with a voter turnout of 46%, or 59% of registered voters. And these numbers are actually normal for their respective elections. However, something happened in 2016, and no one really noticed it. Not even me, and I love this crap, but I'll get to that too. In 2018, everything really changed. 8.37 million votes were cast in Texas in a midterm election. That's a voter turnout of 42%, or 53% of registered voters. What? I mean, like, what? I'm sure there are countless reasons why almost twice as many people voted in 2018 than 2014, but I honestly don't care why. Now, most of these numbers are meaningless without context, but one thing does stand out. 75 to 80% of Texans are registered to vote in each election, but even they aren't turning out. Automatic voter registration has been talked about as a way to increase voter turnout, but if 40% of registered voters aren't turning out to vote, what makes you think that adding to that pool will increase any of these numbers meaningfully? So now let's give some context to these numbers. But to do that, we gotta go back to 2012. In 2012, Mitt Romney garnered 57% of the vote in Texas with 4.6 million votes. President Obama got 41% of the vote with 3.3 million votes. Moving to 2016, President Trump got 52% of the vote with 4.7 million votes. Hillary Clinton got 43% of the vote with 3.9 million votes. That's right, Trump squandered 5 points in Texas, and he only gained some 100,000 votes from 2012. And no one really noticed this. No one paid attention to it at all. Now, to be fair, those points didn't just turn blue. They also went to Gary Johnson and the 13 write-in candidates that got votes in Texas. 13. In retrospect, we probably should have seen 2018 coming. But who would have thought Texans would vote in a midterm? That's when we elect our governor, and people still don't vote. In 2018, Senator Cruz garnered 51% of the vote with 4.26 million votes. His opponent, Beto O'Rourke, garnered 48% of the vote with 4.05 million votes. This was the closest Senate election in who knows how long. I'm sure somebody does, I just didn't look it up. So what happened in 2018? Well, 42% of the voting age population in Texas actually turned out to vote. When people who don't normally vote turn out, weird stuff happens. So I contend that Texas could be a swing state, and so could any other state if people would actually bother to turn out to vote. So vote wherever you are, whatever state you live in, whoever you vote for, vote. Vote as safe as you can, but vote. I'll leave you with this. If every single person who is registered to vote in Texas during the presidential primaries in March cast a ballot in the fall, 16 million votes would be cast. Now, I have no idea what would happen, but that would be the greatest election Texas has ever seen, and I would be so happy, no matter the outcome. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.